You're watching Let's Chat.
Morgan Hill is joining us this morning from Hill & Hill Financial, and we are covering a topic that a lot of people are really concerned about, especially as we approach retirement. How do we know, how do we make sure that we're not going to run out of money?
Yeah, good morning, Jess.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Always good to see you. Yeah, as we do work that we do, we've seen that one of the biggest questions that people have, it's like there are a number of them, but it's like, am I going to have enough?
Right.
Because we spend most of our pre-retirement years accumulating, and we don't really think about, well, how is this going to be distributed? And one of the things that we do is try to help people with that, answering that question.
And what are the steps into do that? How do we figure out, you know, how much money we're going to need?
Yeah, you know, you see all these commercials, and I think it's a little daunting. People go, oh, I don't have this much, or I have this much. One of the things that we think it should start with is an actual written plan. And one of the things that we do in our firm is we actually have a spreadsheet with graphs that says, what are the sources of your money? You actually have one up on the screen. What are the sources of money? Social Security, your investments, dividends, perhaps their annuities, pensions, who knows? But how do all those things fit in? And when we graphically represent it, we want to make sure, a very simple thing, Jess, that all of your non-discretionary monthly bills, we know those,
Right.
they're covered.
Can't get rid of them.
Can't get rid of them. Those are covered by stable and or guaranteed streams of money. And that's one of the big departures, because we're so busy in our working years, we have risk levels and we're investing, and we're a full service firm, so we do all of it.
Right.
But we're very specific when we deal with income planning that should be stable, there should be guarantees, they should cover it, so that you know, not just for the two of you if you have a spouse, but also what happens if there's just the one of you, and how long might you live, and are you always going to have enough to live the life that you've dreamed about? And we think it starts first and foremost with having a written plan, and unfortunately most folks that we interact with, they go, we've never seen one of these.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we encourage folks, as you're listening, you know, maybe ask yourself, do I have a written plan? And if you don't, that's where you start. And then the questions that you want to ask are, is this income reliable? Is it sustainable? Is it stable? And in some cases, are certain portions of it guaranteed? And those are the things that we need during retirement to make sure that we never run out. And it gives people confidence, you know, peace of mind.
Absolutely. You don't have to worry about that.
Correct.
You don't have to worry about the what-ifs in that situation.
And clearly, when we take a look at the stock market, and remember, we're at Hill & Hill, we're a full-service firm, we do everything. So we're not pro or con anything. But part of that income planning is looking at your Social Security. I was having conversations a couple of hours ago with folks. Should you take it on this year? Should you take it on this year? What about other sources and streams of money? And does that cover whatever bills you might want to have or think about having during your retirement years? And they go, wow, we've never really thought in these terms, because you're so busy getting it.
Right.
It's kind of like building a house, my book, Building a Better Retirement. We're so busy collecting bricks and sticks and
We know
supplies.
we need it.
We need it, and there's this big pile, and then you're saying, well, I actually want a house out of this thing. So we're kind of like, I guess, property brothers, you know. We're actually trying to put a plan
Right.
together that says, here's what it looks like for the two of you, and that you have confidence that it will actually, you'll live the life, not just in the early retirement years, which are referred to often as the go-go years, but also when you get to the slow-go years, and perhaps even to the no-go years, that it's still providing for what you need. And we think starting with the mathematics and a good plan, a written plan, is a great place to start.
I think a lot of people have big plans for retirement. I know my husband and I are already, you know, we want to do this when we retire. We want to do this when we retire. But you got to take a step back and, okay, how do I make this happen?
Yeah, you know, and as we look at the analogy of building a house, well, some people go, you know what? I just want a 2-bedroom bungalow. That's all I need. Some people want a 6-bedroom mansion on the lake.
Right.
Some people want to travel extensively, and we meet them. Some people go, you know what? I've been everywhere. I'm retiring now at 70. I just want to sit on the porch, watch the sunset, and play with the grandkids. So this whole notion of I need this much money is really, we don't think that that's the best way to approach it. We say, what do you want to do? How do you want to live? What do you have that's reliable and sustainable? And then let's build a written plan to make sure that that accomplishes your goal, rather than people are very despondent. They'll come see us, Jess, I don't have $2.8 million or 1.5 or whatever number.
Because they read somewhere.
They've read somewhere, they see an ad, and I said, I haven't seen that to necessarily be the case. It's all about also your debt. If you're completely paid up, there's nobody that wants your money every month other than the power company. It's not the same conversation. So we say, let's start with what you want to do, how you want to do it, about how long do you think you'll live, have a written plan, rather than having this preconceived notion that if I don't have this much, I won't be able.
It's a customized strategy
Absolutely,
for everyone.
and so that's the key.
All right, Morgan, how do we get started getting this customized retirement
sure.
strategy?
We always love to have conversations with folks, and people will often call in from the show. The number locally here, we've got offices in Chattanooga, Knoxville, North Atlanta, but here in Chattanooga, it's, I think it's on the screen, 423-855-0270. And then certainly our 1-800 number is 800-887-9647. They can call, get a complimentary copy of my book, Building a Better Retirement, where we talk about this. And then they can also call to have a no-cost, no-obligation consultation.
It all starts with the conversation.
Yeah, and we can have a conversation. If we can help, it'd be our privilege.
All right, we got to run, Morgan. Thanks for joining us. I know we're going to talk to you again here in just a few weeks.
You bet. Thanks,
We'll see
Jess.
you soon. We'll see you again on Let's Chat.